Welcome everybody to the stream. It's your boy LOZA. We're here today with some exciting news. I'm finally able to report to you with my findings of the Dark Magician future. And man, am I excited, but let's get all of the big thanks out of the way first. A massive thanks to Coolsy, Gohan Blanco, Machi, Dark Magician Tactics, Francis, and also a special shout out to King Matty. He plays a 60 card in Master Duel, and I took a lot of inspiration from that logic. And if you go and watch his latest profile on his 60 card profile for Master Duel Ranked, makes a lot of sense why we'd play 60 in Dark Magician. So, let's jump into it. Well, I say that, but we gotta look at some stuff first. So, basically, Konami themselves put this picture out to kind of help you understand the new Dark Magician support and the new lines of play. You'll notice they reference Primite Raw, Ready Fusion, the Dark Magician Shining Sark card, I'm SETI, along with, you know, hey, Preparation Rites gets Illusion of Chaos, gets Magician Souls, go to Dark Magician, turn it into Dark Magician Destruction. So, Konami themselves showed us all these different ways to, you know, play Dark Magician. But not only that, when we Google translated, combined a wide range of decks, build a Dark Magician deck. They literally are saying, play other engines. Down the side here, you can build the strongest board state from various cards. They are literally telling us, do not play Dark Magician pure, that is not the intention. So, without further ado, I introduce to you all the perfect 60 card Dark Magician list. Now, of course, I say perfect. This is all in testing. We do need to test some more. But right now, it was clapping cheeks in testing. And a bunch of the names I mentioned earlier will confirm for you the amount of gas this deck has. Does it still lose to Droll? Absolutely. But it's still really cool. So, other things we need to get out of the way. I'm up to episode 1025 of One Piece. That's really cool. Other things. This video is a 47 minute video of me complaining about the new support. And I still stand by it, and I'm going to refer to some negative comments on that video after. But, with all that out of the way, let's jump into the massive positives. Here we're going to jump over to Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. And feast your eyes on this absolute abomination. Oh yeah, baby. This is what we were playing today. We're going to go through the card by card and why the deck works so well. 60 card Dark Magician is going to start with 2 Dark Magician. However, there is technically a third. So anyone who is a 3 Dark Magician enjoyer, I got some good news for you. We're playing the Shining Sark DM at 1 here as well. And that will make sense a little bit later. 2 Diabell Star, though this could easily be a 3 of. This is a 1 card Dragoon. And the Azamena negate. Oh, sorry, it needs a discard, so 2 card. But Diabell is a 2 card. Azamena Sylvia, the negate, as well as Dragoon. Got Any Grapes, big shout outs to you for the 20 memberships. You're a legend. Let's go, Got Any Grapes. Shout out to Got Any Grapes as well. Let's go. Absolute legend. So, Diabell is kind of the future of Dark Magician, but it's mainly because she can be searched off a spell card wanted. A spell card. She also searches us a spell card. You see what I'm putting down here? Spell cards are good for Dark Magician of Destruction. So, wanted gets Diabell. Diabell summons by discarding something. You then use Diabell effect to go and get Deception and set Deception. Activate Deception. You can tribute the Diabell, go and get Azamena. But before you do that, you should definitely fusion her into Dark Magician of Destruction, go and search your Gaze of Timaeus, then from there, Hollowed Azamena will just pretty much do the rest of what you want. I'll show you exactly what we're talking about, because some of you may be like, LOZA, I have no idea what you're talking about, and that's totally fine. Let's just quickly make a little test hand. No shuffling, hand size 5 is fine. I'll just show you exactly what I'm talking about, because this is kind of the reason Diabell's so good, right? For the deck. It just kind of does everything. It gets us exactly where we want to go. So now I'm just going to discard a random card in my hand, summon Diabell. So you'll notice we've already used a spell. So even if your opponent negates the way here, if you wanted here, it's actually ideal because then you've already used a spell and you can at least do this part, even if you don't get the Deceptions. That's okay. From here you just get Gaze, and you're going to set that for your opponent's turn. But here we're going to go Deception. Deception's going to tribute the Dark Magician of Destruction. Go and get yourself the Hollowed as a Mana. Hollowed as a Mana is going to come down, and that's just going to let you summon another negate by sending this to the grave. It's silly. It's silly. Set your gaze. Pass. On the opponent's turn, oh, you can even get back this Deception if you don't use the Wanted Engrave. We were meant to use Wanted Engrave and draw a card, but yeah, you can also just reset this as well, so that's also good. It doesn't matter which one you do. Either get it on the field or draw a card. Like, either way is good. On the opponent's turn, you've got your negate, and now you're going to shuffle back the beautiful Dark Magician of Destruction here, and then get your Dragoon. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And there's more combos later, where you summon Master of Chaos and bring back this negate after it's been used or deleted by your opponent, which is hilarious. But anyway, let's get back to the profile. So, Diabell could potentially be a 3, but I like the Wanted 3 herd too. But, you know, you can do what you want. 2 Bestials, we just got the 1 Magna and the 1 Druist. They're just really solid. They're Darks, they're Dragons. They're really good for even fusing with our own secrets and stuff. But yeah, ultimately, they're just a really good card if there's Dark or Light. And it's really good to extend in our deck and push for game, and we're playing Spheres. If you're playing Spheres, you kind of have to play at least Magnamart. So I think having the Druist Worm's also really good too. Alright, triple Dark Magician Girl, but not the regular, the Apprentice. This is the Shining Sarcophagus Dark Magician Girl. And she's kind of here for a very, very similar reason, as you saw why we were playing the Diabell the Black Witch. So I'll show you that as well. It is really straightforward. You can activate Sark. Sark will search her or him. Normally you search him. So actually, just for the sake of making this, you know, I actually don't open the cards that I'm going to search. Let's just put Ash Blossoms and Hand Traps in our hand, because that's, you know, kind of what you want. So yeah, just for the sake of the argument, you open, you know, just Shining Sark and no other engine. You at least can just, you know, 1 card, spell, good. Get the Dark Magician guy. Guess what? He summons himself for free. If you just have Shining Sark. Cool. We used a spell, because that's how we got here. Cool. Now we have this guy. Cool. Now we have Gaze. Awesome. Set this for the opponent's turn and, you know, summon your Dragoon. Awesome. Straightforward. A lot of the DM game plan is like, can I get to Dragoon? And that's pretty much what we do here. And of course, this card searches the card I just showed you for the combo. And it's also just an extender. It just is an extender. So this is pretty awesome. Pretty damn awesome. I know I didn't actually use her in the combo, but once again, you can, if you open the Dark Magician, this can search her. If you open her, she searches this. Yeah, she needs a discard like Diabell, but it's once again another 1 card way to Dark Magician of Destruction, which gets you to Gaze, which gets you to Dragoon. So, I mean, of course, it gets you to any DM fusion, but Dragoon's typically what we're going to go for. So, off the bat, we've already got a bunch of 1 card ways there. Next 1 card way there is Beryl. Beryl's a little bit different though, because you typically won't use Beryl to make Dark Magician of Destruction. Instead, you'll just use Beryl to set up Drill Beam, which is insane. But Beryl can also go and get Load, which can get Raw if you open Drill Beam, or you can just get Drill Beam if you open Raw, and vice versa. It kind of makes sense. But also just opening Load's really good, because Load can just go and get Raw. And Raw can summon Dark Magician, and because you use a spell, you can go into Dark Magician of Destruction. Or you typically still do want to go for Drill Beam. So typically you're going to go Load, get Beryl, Beryl get Drill Beam, Load summon Dark Magician. So you still just can revolve around the vanilla if you need to. But most importantly, none of these engines clash. None of these engines clash at all. So in the games in testing today, against all the people I mentioned earlier, or at least some of them were spectating, not all of them played, it was just insane how many plays I could make. I got hand trapped, I got hand trapped, and I got hand trapped, and I just kept playing. Because I was like, okay, my opponent negated my Diabell stuff. Alright, now I'll special my Dark Magician Girl, get my Shining Sark. Oh, I've been hand trapped. Oh, normal summon Beryl. Right, there was just so much extension. I was getting to where I wanted to go no matter what. So, let's keep going. I'm not going to show up Beryl because most people know what the Primite stuff does. If you don't, I have videos on that too. Rod as a 1. I'm so sorry. This is kind of why this card being at 1. Like, that's the reason this rant exists that we're going to get into soon. This video here, we're going to get into it at the end. Basically, the reason that video exists is because Rod is still just a one-off, unfortunately. It's just, Beryl's just the better normal summon, and it's very searchable off Illusion of Chaos, and Prep searches Illusion of Chaos, which goes to Rod. And typically, you're going to use Prep, go for Illusion of Chaos, go for Souls anyway. So yeah, sucks. Limitless, I did not record any of the gameplay today. All those people that I mentioned can vouch for me though, but we will be, of course. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Let me know in the comments right now. You want to see gameplay of this deck? Because we will do it. Unfortunately, I can't play on ladder. I have to test against real people, because obviously all these cards are like not out yet, even for the freaking ranked ladder on Omega. But yeah, let's keep going though. Let's keep going. I'll answer questions at the end, alright? Let's just get through the main and then it'll all make sense. Rod is just bad because it doesn't search a one card way to this. And this is the dilemma that I mentioned in that big ranty video. Rod is not a one card Dark Magician of Destruction, and that is bad. It should be. I mentioned we need a Link 1 in the deck, and everyone's like, oh, this is your Link 1. It's not, because Rod doesn't make it. And that's the dilemma of DM. Francis has also mentioned Gaze at 3 is so good, you cannot fathom that top deck. Today in testing with Gaze at 3 was amazing. I would never go less than 3 after today. Absolutely incredible. People would hand trap my searches there, and I just have it anyway because I'm playing 3 and I just open it. It's insane, guys. You gotta play it at 3. People who are maxing on it, at least right now, I think it's insane. Especially in 60 card, you can afford to max it. It's fine. It's also part of the new gameplay loop. The new gameplay loop is every turn you want to search Gaze, so I think it's a 3 off. Anyway, Rod obviously can search Gaze, but it's not a one card get here, so it feels a bit rough. Anyway, that's enough about Rod. One day he will be good. If we just get a spell that is like Shining Sark or like Future Silence, then fantastic. We have a reason to play Rod at 3. Anyway, hand traps, 2 Ash Blossom, 2 Droll, 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Imperm. I was just kind of putting them all at 2 to see what sticks. But yeah, it's also because we're playing 1 crossout. So I just tried to play a bit of everything. We lose to Droll so hard, so there is the Called By and the crossout here to try play around that. But that's it, really. If you do get Drolled, you're kind of like, bye-bye. But, because there's so many engines now, too. You have so much extension, but if you do get Drolled, yeah, it's kind of over. Good thing, the Primite engine plays through Droll very, very well. The Primite engine can still set up Dark Magician, Drill Beam, Spheres, potentially. Depends on your hand, but you can potentially set up Spheres. All through Droll. So, as long as you don't get Impermed or Veiled on Beryl, you are good. You can do a lot. So, yeah. One engine can play through Droll, the rest of the engines cannot. So, it's a bit rough. But that's just, like, we've always lost to Droll. It's nothing new. And Droll's just very dominant right now. Anyway, is that all the hand traps? Yes, but there's still one more going second card that I'll talk about quick. Super Polymerization at 3. It's just insane. You can fuse using the Dark Magician you left over, like you got left over on the field from Primite stuff, or the Dark Magician Destruction you got left over from, you know, doing anything else, where you're like forced to pass just sitting on this. Super Poly obviously becomes a lot better when you just use 2 of your opponent's cards, but sometimes you can use just 1 of your Dark Magician with it to, you know, out something your opponent's doing, and that's really good. Naturally, though, we just want to hit him with the fat Super Poly, and yeah, we kind of win. It's great. Someone just mentioned no Magician's Salvation. To be honest, I just forgot. But, like, it's just another copy of Eternal Soul, honestly. It is a spell, though, so it does have an argument for being in here. We just need random spells sometimes. You could probably cut one of the Future Silences, which I'll get to when we get there. But yes, Magician Souls. In a weird spot right now. I think 2 is fine. 1, I see a lot of lists play 1. But I really do think 2 is the way. What's up, Monthly Gamer? My fellow Sonic enjoyer. Magician Souls just feels like it's good at 2. Because, yes, you can recycle it with Soul Servant. Typically, you want to recycle something else, though. And you just want to have another one of these in the deck. It's okay to open, but it's not mandatory to open. I think 2 is, like, a really sweet spot for it right now. Because, obviously, Prep, Illusion of Chaos wants you to get this. But it can also get Rod if you already opened the rest of the other stuff. So, I think that's plenty. Because, yeah, you're going to be probably opening Prep or Illusion of Chaos. Prep and Illusion of Chaos, let's talk about them. Illusion of Chaos is fine. Probably can go to 2, but in 63 is also kind of fine. Prep is 1 card everything in the deck now, because Prep goes into this, 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 right? Prep is the best Dark Magician 1 card, like, in Archetype starter. It's not in Archetype, but it's like the most generic one, right? Ready Fusion needs an extra deck spot, and you pay life points. Bam, bow. Primite Raw needs you to be playing Primite Engine and cost 2,000 life points. Bam, bow. We're still playing it because, hey, we're playing Primite, but, like, otherwise you'd just play this without Primite, and that'd be kind of weird. So I think Prep's the most generic one. It's just add Illusion of Chaos. And then he goes and adds this, which, as I mentioned, summons Dark Magician, which then turns into this, which then goes and, you know, you have this. So, cool. Long story short, Preparation of Rites is a 1-card Dragoon, and that's good. So you can see there's a lot of cards in here that are 1-card Dragoon. We'll count them all at the end. You'll always have a way there. Fantastic. Alright. As a mainer, Hollowed as a mainer. This is just here with Deceptions. Where's Deceptions? This just needs to be down here with Deceptions. Like, okay, they don't want to go together. These two and the Wanted cards, you know, it's just part of your thing. Diabell will search you this, and this will search you this. It's just that simple. You typically don't want to open them, but opening them is not the worst. But yeah, Called by Crosshair, we don't really need to talk about them. You know what they do. Future Silence, you probably can cut down on this. You probably only need 1 or 2. I've gone with the 3. I just went max consistency while we're still testing. This just gets you DMG. And it's a spell. This gets you DMG. You summon DMG. She gets you this. You don't even have to use it, but I think it's worth it. You go this, you go to this, you go to this. You search the Dark Magician, summon the Dark Magician, you fuse him into this for free, and then you search Soul Servant. Soul Servant stacks, gaze, and you draw a random card. I'll just show you that really quick. I mean, it's literally not like, you understand what I'm talking about, but sometimes visual stuff's good, so let's just go over that really quickly. So Future Silence, or Sark, or the girl, all can just do this, so it's kind of nutty. We're going to grab the Dark Magician girl. We're going to summon her by discarding anything. We're going to search Sark with her. And of course, if you get interrupted here, you've used a spell. You've used Future Silence. So right now I can turn her into Dark Magician Destruction, see? But we're going to pretend we didn't get interrupted. But if you did, that's the point. You can just keep going. It just doesn't matter. I love this deck because you just keep going. Your opponent hand trap you? Okay, whatever. Next engine. Move on to the next thing. Summon this guy. We got DMG on field. Remember, this identifies as DMG on the field. He identifies as DM on the field. So naturally, what you want to do is turn him into Dark Magician Destruction, who also identifies as DM on the field. Now you go get Gaze. Oh, sorry, no, Soul Servant. Shit. Oh, I added the wrong card. I mean, you could still get Gaze, but I just missed a random draw, right? That was a free draw that I missed. So apologies. I will show that off properly, but I think you can understand what I'm going for here, right? Yeah, the DMG is kind of insane. Chris just said he's surprised to see it at 3. Honestly, fair. It's 1 card. Oh, sorry, it needs a discard. It's 2 card Dragoon, right? We're just maximized on everything that can get us to our game plan, and it's one of the cards. I'm playing 9 ways to like Sark / the girl, so I think it's really good because all roads lead to Rome in this deck. And that is sensational. So sorry, let's get Soul Servant this time. We locked in. We got the right card this time. So Soul Servant, stacking Gaze. You can stack whatever piece you need if you already opened Gaze, because we are playing 3. But most importantly, draw 2. Guys, this was all off Future Silence. Future Silence has got us here. We can just go Link 2. Any Link 2. Oh, I forgot to play SP today. I didn't play SP today and it never came up. But this is a scenario where you really kind of want to make SP. But yeah, there you go. There's one change we can make to the list. I don't have a Link 2 for when that comes up. But anyway, as you can see, this is a 1 card a lot of things, or 2 card a lot of things, because you need a discard for the girl. But still, between Wanted and between the Shining Sark stuff, you will have a spell to activate to make sure you can go into this guy. It's crazy. Anyway, let's move on. Drill Beam and Raw. The one-ofs of the Primite engine, but they're really good, because obviously Load and Beryl can search either. So if you do hard open one or the other, you just go get the other. You send this for draws with Magician Souls. And then you've got its effect live in grave that people forget about. Banishes from grave when your opponent normals. Banish from grave. Target a normal in grave or on field. Banish a monster with less attack. Like, DM always has more attack. You just get a free banish that people forget about. No one remembers about Raw's effect in grave, so it's really good. And ultimately, if you open this card, pay 2k, summon Dark Magician, send him straight into this. Bam. Just go search Gaze. You got Dragoon. It's 1 card Dragoon. Freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. Secrets. I still have troubles with this card. But 1 is fine. 1 is all you need, because when you need it, you've got so many ways to search it. You got Rod. You got the cards that get Rod. You got Soul Servant. You got Dark Magician Destruction. There's a lot of ways to search it. 1's fine. 1's fine. It's good in battle phase, but that's about it. Alright. Triple Soul Servant. This card is a 3. This card is a 3. There's also... Well, I've got a pure list cooking. We'll get into that at the end too. There is a pure list. Pure List 2025. It's good. We'll get into it another video because I haven't tested it yet. Today I just played this list because I knew it'd be better. Apologies. Look, Secrets has its niches. There's super wild scenarios where you like normal summon Beryl, opponent goes Imperm, you go Chain Secrets, fuse with the Dark Magician you opened, make Dragoon, and then your Beryl search gets to resolve. Your opponent just loses the game, like then and there. It's crazy. It's crazy. Obviously, yeah, pushing for game, this card's insane. If you have Gaze Secrets, you just kill anyone. If you're going second, it's pretty good. Next. Soul Servant, 3. Because we have DMG. This identifies DMG on the field. Not in the grave, sadly, but that's how it is. Same with this guy. Only on the field, not in the grave, sadly, but that's how it is. Typically, we have this as DM as well. This is DM, this is DM. We have a lot of DM. DMG's rarer. But yeah, there are plays, as you saw, where we can get them both on the field and then get the draw too. But more importantly, this card acts as any other card in the deck as long as you have a vanilla in the grave. And we've got 1, 2, 3 copies of like Dark Magician. 4 copies if you count this, infinite copies really. And then we've got 3 of DMG and she just summons herself for free, which makes this card live. So you can actually just open up her and Soul Servant and just discard Soul Servant for her summon. You search Shining Sock, you banish, draw 1. You literally get back the cards you just spent. But obviously, normally you want a Soul Servant and stack and get Gaze or get a specific card. Like, if you don't have a normal summon, you go get Illusion of Chaos Rod or whatever, you know what I mean. But, yeah, just the fact that there's a lot of synergy with this DMG and just Soul Servant. But anyway, Super Poly we've spoken about. It's just, you need something for going second. The extra deck's really tight, but if you have recommendations on how to trim it down, that'd be cool. Gaze at 3. Well, I spoke about this at the start. In all the testing today, this was just awesome. I just always wanted it, so having it at 3 is great. Wanted it 3, speaks for itself, it's a starter. Circle at 1. This card was actually fine in testing today, but I probably wouldn't play more. 3 was fine. In Pure, you can play more, but not in this. Deception, you got to play it at 1. Load, yep, you play 3. Sock, you play 3. You could probably cut down on the Shine. I think the Shining Sock engine's a bit too big for how average it is. Like, it's probably better to play the second Diabell than, like, I've got... Let's look at the Shining Sock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Shining Sock. Oh, sorry, 10. I mean, this isn't a starter, though. The others are starters. This one's like a brick. I guess the more you play of Shining Sock, the less this one's a brick as well, though. But yeah, the Shining Sock can probably cut down to maybe 7 cards or 8 cards and go up on Diabell, because I think the Diabell stuff might just be better. I mean, yeah, I would say so. Anyway, it's good because this card doesn't lose to Ghost Ogre, and it's a search every turn. So, I had a game where I had no cards in hand. Machi was spectating. I had no cards in my hand. And then my turn started. Beryl added back. Shining Sock searched. This card in Graveyard came back to my hand when I shuffled back the Fusion. And something else. Draw for turn. So, I just had 4 cards in my hand. I feel like I was playing Brandon. I'm like, holy shit, my turn started. I have 4 cards in my hand. So, you know, obviously we all know how good Primite is at recycling resources. But there's a lot of other things in here that deceptively give you more cards in hand. And yeah, Shining Sock's only giving me DMG or the DM. But the card, I had Dragoon on my field, and most of the time you will with this deck. So just having cards in hand to discard was what I needed. And I suddenly went from 0 to 4, and I'm like, holy crap, I just lost all my cards from Super Poly Dragoon, but now we're back, right? Now I have infinite resources, which is something we're normally lacking. So... part of me wants to cut down on the Shining Sock stuff, but also, yeah, probably just to make Diabell at max numbers. But anyway, 2 Imperm, which was, yeah, part of the hand traps, and 1 Eternal Soul. I don't think I used Eternal Soul today, but, you know, it's DM. You kind of got to have it in there. Load kind of does a similar job, though, so you can kind of get away with not playing it. Let's look at the extra deck. Okay. United Dragon. This was good in testing today. Everyone forgot what it did, to be fair, so maybe it's not fair to say it was a good card, but a lot of people forgot that it's just a quick play MST, and no one was able to attack into me whenever I summoned this, because I just sat on the big guy, and I normally had a Dragoon next to him too, or not close behind. I really liked this card today, and that's more than I thought I would ever say about this card. it's just kind of a big no for one turn. And you think in Yu-Gi-Oh, that's like a whole game. Telling your opponent they're not going to be able to kill you, plus you're going to pop something that's a back row, is pretty good. There's a lot of continuous spells in Yu-Gi-Oh that need to resolve, and you just say no. So, surprisingly, I think this card is a stay at 1. Master of Chaos. Didn't summon it today, but my opponents did. And man, this card is good with the new support. Gaze going into Master of Chaos can do crazy stuff. You can bring back the Azamena Link. You can bring back Dragoon. You can't bring back this, though. Everyone remember, you can't bring this guy back. But you can bring back literally everything else. Bring back Diabell. Bring back any of your big statted Bestials, DMGs. Literally just pretty much most of the stuff here is light and dark, so just bring it back. Of course, you can use his effect to banish. I typically don't use that so often, but this guy in the battle phase is a menace as well. You go in a battle phase and attack with your DMs and stuff, then you either go Gaze into this guy or Secrets into this guy, and you're popping off. If you have both Gaze and Secrets, you normally go Gaze into this guy, summon back a Dark Magician that's in the grave, and then you can Secrets again after that into this guy, and that's just kind of crazy. But yeah, I like it. I like it. But you can also Secrets first, putting the Dark Magicians in the grave, and then Gaze using the Dark Magician you put in the grave to then bring out Master of Chaos and then kind of do it that way. But there's a lot of ways that Secrets and Gaze work in the battle phase, specifically with this card. That is really no. These two cards, really, that's really nice. Dragoon, of course, you all know what we're here for. This guy's a menace. I think you got to play at least 2. 1 just feels like it's not enough. You will get out 2. It's fine. And if you Earth Cast Chiro, you don't want them to be able to rip the 1 you got. And now, I could probably say the same argument for this. This kind of needs to be here at 2. Because there will be games where you have this in grave and you target it with Gaze to fuse, and you're going to get hit with a Bestial or like a Called By or a DD Crow, and you're going to be crying, right? So you should probably play this at 2. I played 1 today and I risked it, and it never mattered. It was always fine at 1 because the logic is you shuffle it back with Gaze, right? It's kind of the same mindset as the Fiendsmith Link one. It's like, we're going to shuffle it back. We're just going to play 1 for maximum extra deck space. But in saying that, it's probably worth cutting Dark and Access Code for just more space of this card, because this is kind of what the whole deck revolves around. So, we might make some changes here today, in this very profile. Anyway, Super Poly, as a main and negate, you got to play it, it's a negate. The stats are very weak though, so back it up with other stuff and it's good. Super Poly targets Starving Venom, Garura, and Mud Dragon. You could just play these 2. This probably is better for space. But Starving has a special place in my heart. Right now, we have the access code line in here, Dark Selene access code. I never used it today because this engine just has so much other gas. But I feel like this is always a really good thing to fall back on. But it might be worth just having an extra Dark Magician Destruction. I think it's worth it. At least, Selene is still good. You can still have Selene in there because she can still revive all of these guys. She can just revive your Dark Magician if you need to. So I think if anything, you keep the Selene and cut the access first. And Dark is still pretty alright. But it's probably Selene who you would keep out of these guys. But this is like a combo line. You go Dark into Selene in access code. And it's nice. But anyway. My music stopped. No, it's just very quiet. Okay, Spheres, because we're playing Primite, and Primite can end on Spheres pretty consistently, and that's kind of the other reason these 2 cards are here. 1, Duck's good for linking away Dark Magician and just keeping it in circulation, but 2, you can link it away so you have a dragon to link with your barrel to make Spheres, and this card's kind of here for the exact same reason in the games where you use Souls to instead summon itself and get some draws, and then you're like, cool, I now want my barrel and my Souls to go into Spheres, but the only way to do that is normally through linking Souls into Spirit first, and then you make Spheres. But yeah, as I noticed, there's no SP Little Knight here, which I think is a great addition, and I think you need, I think this might end up being better. So 1 extra Dark Magician of Destruction, and a SP Little Knight. I think this might be the better extra deck moving forward. But, yeah, I mean, that's what testing's all about, right? We be fixing the list up. In terms of the main, let's make 1 big change right now. I think we go down on 1 Future Silence and up on 1 Diabell, because I think it's the better engine. Diabell is just insane, because Diabell literally is 1 card, Dragoon... Oh, sorry, I keep saying 1 card, but you know what I mean. 1 card with a discard, 2 card. Azamena and... Dragoon, whereas the DMG is just 1 card Dragoon, so we should probably max on the one that's better. But anyway, that's all of the main in the extra deck. The side, I just put in a bunch of random hand traps, and your village did come up today. It was very funny. But yeah, this list feels good. this list feels good. And we'll run a test hand, and we'll let you know how it goes. Well, let you know. You'll be watching. You'll be observing. We will let the deck shuffle this time. 5-card hand. Hopefully we have a variety of engines. Oh boy! I just talked a lot of good stuff about this deck to open a complete brick. Well, you know, sometimes that's how it be. But I can assure you, all today, my hands were not that. Let's have a look at what we can do here. We've got the raw, and we've got the load. We've got the hand I was talking about, the Secrets and Dark Magician. So this hand is also just dodging hand traps, which is pretty damn nice. We might do it this way instead, though. I'm not sure it really matters. I don't think we have a way to get it in the grave otherwise, though. So we might just go ahead and use it. We will be paying 2k, but that's fine. Paying 2k is good because... well, it's not good. But it means we've used a spell, which means I can start by going into this. Yes, my opponent might negate this straight away and I lose my access to Dragoon. But with the Secrets in the hand, I'm feeling pretty fine. We'll go and get the Gaze. Though I suppose we should... no, I think that's better to do first. Then we're going to go and get Beryl. Beryl's going to make stuff get a little bit crazy. Normal the Beryl. Beryl going to set the Drill Beam over here. If we get hand trapped here, Impermal Veiled on Beryl, you're just going to hit the Secrets and have a Dragoon out. Pretty nice. We can do that now, but we're going to wait till the opponent's turn to do it. It depends if you're getting Mulchummied or not, right? If you're getting Mulchummied, you give them one draw for, or 2 draws for those summons, and then you probably just leave it here for the opponent's turn. I still think setting Secrets and waiting for the opponent's turn is good. But anyway, this is a pretty interesting hand. We kind of need 2 cards in the hand, though. One for Dragoon Negate, and one for... what am I trying to say here? One for Dragoon Negate, and one for Super Poly. So... we might just finish our play. Oh, no. I don't want to summon the one from my hand. Okay, that was a misplay. This did happen today where I had to summon Dark Magician from hand. That was unfortunate. In this case, don't do that. Just ignore that I just did that. All you'll need to do is set this. Set this. No, what am I doing? I'm actually just completely messing this up. My goodness. Don't set the cards like I just did. Please do not fumble the bag like me. Instead of doing that, you're going to want to set the Gaze. Just discard the Secrets at this point. Oh, actually, do we even need the Gaze? I think at this point, you just save the Gaze for next turn. Yeah, no, you don't even need the Gaze. I don't know, with Super Poly, it's hard to pick. But I would say, I could have played that hand a lot better. I wish you could go back in action too, that would be really nice. We are going to get to see the nifty use of Raw here though. Which is... no, actually, we did need to summon the Dark Magician because we lost the Raw. We lost the interaction with Raw because we banished our Vanilla before. So, no, I'm actually big brain. Not really, though. Because we could have just... no, we couldn't. Could have Secrets with it from hand? That doesn't feel great, though, does it? Anyway, long story short, we kept the Raw interruption this way. And on the opponent's turn, you're probably going to be flipping this. After you Drill Beam, though. After you Drill Beam. Our opponent's not going to do any Drill Beam stuff here. But yeah. We also didn't get Beryl in the grave. Which is a bit of a yikers. But let's go ahead and just get these guys out of here. Make Dragoon. And then, of course, we still have Super Poly if need be. The A Forces... okay, so, well, I could have Drill Beam something. But here you go. The A Forces is here now. Another one. Well, there's another great Drill Beam target. Alright, not really. You get what I'm saying, though. Alright, let's have a look at one more hand before we go. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Okay, like, this is a hand that's... it nearly has a lot of gas, just this guy's kind of out of place without the Shining Sock stuff. So, hey, we went 1 card down on Shining Sock, and it does create another brick in a sense, but, hey, that's alright. Alright, so the engine you kind of want to get hand trapped on the most is probably your Rod, but you also have the load, so you don't want to normal the Rod. So what we're going to do here is get rid of Rod for Diabell. I think that's the better play here. So get rid of Rod for Diabell. Pardon me. This means we can go get Deception. We'll put Deception down here. Alright, flip up that Deception. We would like to get a card. We could just get rid of the Dark Magician. Yeah, we need to because I forgot to... oh man, I forgot to go into the other thing. That's a LOZA moment once again. Alright, go into Dark Magician of Destruction. This is going to let us get Missing Piece, which in this case is Gaze. A lot of the time it will be Gaze. Now we're kind of chilling. So you can just go and use Hollowed as a mana. There's an argument that you would do Hollowed as a mana first. Before you go into this, right? But that's in a world where you didn't get rid of this. But anyway. We've still got Wanted. We've still got Load. Now we've got a Negate on the field. You're probably good to just go Load at this point. We're kind of chilling. We're going to normal summon that Beryl. Beryl's just going to go and set up all the good stuff. We're going to get that Drill Beam. Nope, I'm not going to use that effect. We do have Wanted, which can get us a draw though. So let's go and get Wanted to get a random card. Adding Diabell. Let's pray we draw a hand trap off this Wanted. Crossout. Crossout's not bad. It's not ideal right now after we've already kind of done all the things. But you can't really pick and choose, can you? We've kind of got this random Beryl on the field, and this is where that SP Little Knight's going to come in real nice. So we're going to the SP Little Knight. We don't want to banish, though. We're all good. We will go ahead and summon a Dark Magician. I suppose if you get Nibiru'd here... Well, we're not playing Nibiru in the main, but... I was going to say you can cross out Nibiru, but not really. Anyways, we're good to pass turn here. On the opponent's turn, you're going to have a bunch of plays. What's up, Matchy? Matchy in the chat. Let's go. Fungi of the Musk is a little bit too broken for me. I don't know how we're going to out Fungi the Musk, so I'm going to hit him with that Drill Beam. Oh, you can't. You have to target a face-up card on the field and negate its effects. You can't negate a Vanilla, so... we're going to have to negate our own load. This does trigger Rotting Grave. Rotting Grave is actually fine here. It's a little bonus effect. We're going to get the Rod in the hand. And now from here, we're going to be able to activate Gaze. Can we, please? Can I please activate Gaze? Thank you. We've also got SP Little Knight. I guess we can do that in response to the opponent's card. Alright, cool. And we'll chain our Gaze. Shuffle back. Not the Vanilla. We'd rather shuffle back the Fusion guy, so we'll do that. Summon Dragoon. Alright, cool. If our opponent has any more interactions, we have 2 negates that we still have live. And of course, it's back to our turn. And this is where you just kind of go plus. Jar of Greed is activated. Is this... We're going to have to negate that. So she gets rid of herself here, which is important, right? Because you'll normally do that on your opponent's turn. Which is important here, because we've drawn for turn. Oh, I said no to Beryl. My god, I'm not showcasing this very well. You add Beryl to your hand, which I clicked no because I was trying to rush through the text from the opponent's Jar of Greed. My apologies. You would have Beryl in your hand here, and now you're going to be able to do this. I have 5 cards in my hand. I would have 6. I would have Beryl in my hand as well. So this deck just keeps recycling its resources. 60 cards, efficient. You just keep recycling everything. You just keep having... I can just do it all again this turn. Like, insane. Insane how many interruptions you're able to put up. And yeah, look, there's a couple of bricks. You don't want to open the Dark Magicians. It's true. You don't really want to open... Which cards don't you want to open? This one. As a mana cards, you don't really want to open these 2. I'll admit that. You don't want to open these 2. But pretty much everything else is fair game. Pretty much everything else in the deck is just... 1 card, go nuts, or 2 card, go nuts. And there's something special about that Dark Magician doesn't have. So it feels really good. We won't do any more test hands, but we will just look at the hands. And we'll just say what they are. Beryl, 1 card, Spheres, Drill Beam, Dark Magician. Prep, 1 card, Dragoon. Pretty good. Pretty good. Next hand. Next hand, double Diabell, load, girl. Dragoon as a mana. Dragoon. Drill Beam. Does this actually set up 2 Dragoons? Alright, now can we actually play this one out? I want to see if we can actually do that. Go ahead and show a replay. Oh, Oh, say Marcus is here. Say Marcus is one of the gamers I was testing against. Marcus, I didn't save any of the replays. Actually, doesn't Omega do that automatically? Hold on, maybe we do have them. Does Omega do it automatically? I think it does. All right, maybe I will have them then. In that case, we'll have to check. All right, let's go ahead and make this. Should be saved automatically. Yeah, hold on. We can look at the games from today. I was like, oh damn, why didn't I record them? We're adding gaze. 100%. 100% adding gaze. We are going to, what's next? This. Get our negate on the field. Alright. We've got our first negate on the field. Awesome. We probably just discard this other dark Diabell. Sorry, you're getting discarded, lady. Alright, go get Shining. Shining, you don't really need to activate it, but, I mean, it gets us a card. Seems good, right? We get a body as well if we want. Oh yeah, I guess in theory we can't make double Dragoon here because you don't get to use Dark Magician Destruction again. Okay, so that makes sense. Unfortunate, but it makes sense. I guess we would search Soul Servant instead then, because then we'd summon this. We'd be able to get a draw 2. So we get Gaze and a draw. So yeah, would have been better to get Soul Servant instead of Gaze, but that's okay. Pardon me. It's hard to know. Alright, we keep going. You go to sleep now? Alright, good night, St. Marcus. Let's just keep going from here, though. We're going to go Beryl. Beryl's going to get us the Drill Beam. Very goated. Very goated. We can finish by making these into IP and summoning a Dark Magician. Or I feel like it might be better to make Spheres. Can we make Spheres with this? No, we cannot. We can't make Spheres with that either. So, we could make Selene. What could we bring back, though? There's nothing really worth bringing back. It's kind of just whatever. We'll probably just keep this in the hand as a Dragoon discard. So, yeah, let's just end it there with SP Little Knight. And we'll go ahead and summon Dark Magician. We need to discover Dragoon. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, so this is pretty peak. We can also do this, because we didn't have Wanted to get a draw. You can reset this as well. Why not? Why the hell not? It would be nicer if it went to our hand, but I mean, that's fine. We can get it there later. Alright, the Bone Mouse is coming down. We can't Drill Beam that, as we learnt from last game. So, but yeah, we would Drill Beam something here. Thank you, Banner of Command. Beautiful. We're going to hit the Drill Beam on the Banner of Command. And then, of course, we're able to go into Gaze. We can even keep the Dark Magician on our field. We'll shuffle back the effect guy. Make Dragoon. So we've still got SP, Dragoon, and this beautiful lady. So 2 negates, 2 just Omni negates, and SP. Kind of good. And the recursion turn is kind of where all the crazy stuff happens. We will negate with her because it's pretty good for what we need to do. We won't say no to Beryl this time, so you can see the insane value. We get Beryl. And see what I mean? We get Beryl. We go Sark to search anything. And then we get to do this. Oh. Nope, I don't want to chain anything. Then we get to do this. Put her back. Get this back. This is still here. Like, we just have everything again. We just do it again. Again and again and again. Every turn. You just play again. That doesn't happen in Dark Magician. It's a truly amazing feeling. Alright, we're going to go and check the replays. Oh, I think they're all here. Francis said our first game is 2506. 2506, 22. 2506, 22. 11. This one. Alright. This is one of my games against Francis. Look at this hand. This hand is nuts. This is... I was going second, though. But, I mean, the Super Poly's good. But this was, yeah, this is kind of crazy. Limitless, yeah, the support is quite good, but it forces you to play engine slop like this. Look, I'm playing Primite, Diabell, Shining Sark, Dark Magician. So I'm playing like 4 engines, which is not ideally how I want to play the deck, but it's just the best way, so that's kind of how I'm going to play it. Konami themselves said, play it with other engines. I'm going to take that word of advice, and we're going to do it. I really did think we'd be at a point in time where we could play more pure, and it's not about just playing pure, it's just about playing the DM cards that we all know and love, and having a good time. But it's just not competitively viable. So here is the Fiendsmith end board. We're going to go Shining Sark to try bait an interruption. Not getting any there, but he does negate the Dark Magician, which causes him, he negates and destroys, which causes him to summon and set. We're going to set the circle, we're going to flip the circle. So yeah, my homie Francis forgot about that, and so did I, to be honest. We're going to turn the Dark Magician Shining Sark into cool Dark Magician, triggering circle, chain blocking the search, getting negated on the banish though by the Azamena. Now we're going to see the Fiendsmith lady come down, Lacrima. We're going to hit it with the Drill Beam. Lordly Load now. Yeah, onto our 3rd engine. Go our 4th engine really, because we've done DM stuff too. So yeah, getting right into... Have we done Diabell stuff yet? No, we haven't. So... 3rd engine. Gonna go Illusion of Chaos here to get souls. No, get ashed. Go to battle phase just to clean up this last XZ. Probably could have done this first, but just thought I'll get it out of the way so I can extend like a menace now. Going absolutely ham here. Triggering his gaze. I knew he had a gaze, so I was really working to force it. I couldn't get it. Even the battle phase didn't force it. My Super Poly... Okay, let's pause. The Super Poly wouldn't let me use his Dragoon, and you saw Starving Venom in the extra deck. I don't know what the problem was. If you guys can work it out, we think it's bugged. But it wouldn't let me Super Poly with his Dragoon and any of my cards, even though I had Darks. I don't know what the problem was. But anyway, I had to use my own cards, which sucks. So I actually end up not getting to reset my Drill Beam because I lost my Dark Magician, my Beryl. So my end board's not what it should be. I should still have Drill Beam here. His Dragoon should be gone. But anyway, we play on, obviously. Like, we're good sports. Francis is a G. So we play on. Even though Super Poly no worko. He starts doing White Forest into Fiendsmith stuff. I have no idea what's going on for White Forest stuff. I know what the Fiendsmith engine does, but outside of that, I'm just a bit lost as to what to negate. We're going to see this come out, and I go, well, he's going to summon a big negate guy. I'm going to bring out Magidragon, and here's the negate guy. I forgot his name. Desiree. Desiree's going to equip 1 and equip 2. I'm going to go, hey, I'm going to MST Pop. He doesn't use the negate. Goes for Gaze into Master of Chaos. Master of Chaos bring out LZ, is it? Yeah, LZ. LZ is going to sink away for Chaos Angel, searching him a copy of Wanted. The Chaos Angel summoned with a light and a dark, meaning this Chaos Angel is unaffected by monster effects, and all his monsters can't be destroyed by battle, making my Magidragon kind of useless. We are going to just do a bunch of recursion. We're going to get Beryl. We're going to use Sark to search. We're going to get Hollowed Azamena back. As I mentioned, look at the recursion. The hand was 0 cards. I had 0 cards in my hand. Now I got 4. Like, this is insane. I'm going to trigger Circle. We're just doing big chain links here. Suddenly his whole board's gone because I've used all of my negates. And that's just going to be game from there, right? We've got a lot of damage. We're just going to go smack, 5k Dragoon for game. So, 60 card DM is the future, as Matt's Gaming is asking. Yeah, based on what we just saw, I'm going to say it do be. Let's jump into my next game against Francis. I believe I'm second again. This was a bad hand. This hand had too much Shining Sark. Way too much Shining Sark in this opening hand. And I believe I top deck. I don't think there's... Oh, there is a way to freeze. Isn't there? Yeah, damn. Oh, I only found that freeze button now. Oh, well. I think for turn, we're going to draw a Dark Magician girl. Which is, as you would know, bad. Because we already have one. We've already got 2 Sark, 1 girl. It's like, we do not want any more Shining Sark. We'd like to see Primite. We'd like to see Diabell. We'd like to see pretty much anything else at this point. Gaze in the hand can be nice, but it ends up being a brick here, unfortunately. But more so because the other engines, like, one engine's not going to be able to play into all these interruptions. So we're going to see the Muddy Mud Dragon coming out here. Very cheeky, letting Francis go into his Dragoon using the Muddy Mud Dragon. First becoming Dark Magician of Destruction. with Diabell, and then, well, what do you know, Muddy Mud Dragon can be the other source, so there's the Dragoon. We're going to have Gaze with Master of Chaos here, bring back LZ, and that's going to cause the Chaos Angel. That is just an absolute menace. Absolutely insane. Francis is also going to be able to set up his Fiendsmith stuff. I fire off my copy of Dark Magician Go, which I drew another one for turn, which is the worst case scenario. But hey, it is what it is. We go for Shining Sark here, but this game, as you can tell, is over. We're going to summon Dark Magician. Francis knows this time not to negate it with his XYZ, instead using the trap to send it to the grave, meaning we don't trigger it. I show him that my hand is dead, and we move on. And then we have the final game 3. Oh no, sorry, this is my game against St. Marcus. Wrong game. Wrong game. This one? This is my game 3 against Francis. I'm going first. My hand is quite nice. I'm going to start with Lordly Load, because we don't really have much else going on. Francis is going to hit us with a Droll and Lock. We're going to be like, hey, that's fine. Droll and Lock is chill, because Primite can play onto Droll. We're going to still go Magician Souls, send DM, because we can make spheres, and that's really good. We're going to play into Nibiru here, summoning the Dark Magician as our 5th summon. We are going to set our Imperm and our Gaze of Timaeus, along with our Drill Beam and Ash. I'm feeling pretty comfortable about this. We're going to bounce this after he does pop the Rod, tribute the Lancia, sorry, to, you know, go for a search, and we're going to say no by bouncing it. We're going to summon Magnamot, we're going to Drill Beam the Diabell, and then we're going to Gaze into Dragoon, and from there we still have Ash, but we're going to use Dragoon Negate instead to gain the 2k, the 1k, and we've still got the Imperm, but he was cooked at that point already, so super awesome set. Big GG's to Francis, awesome set. The next games, pardon me, we have some games against Gohan as well. I think this was the first game. I'm not sure. I'll probably remember as we go. Oh, there's even a fast forward and rewind button. Wow, I'm learning a lot about the replays here. He's going to go through his plays here. Something goes wrong though, and he accidentally has to make Guardian Chimera, because I think he's something to do with his Fiendsmith engravers. I think he has all of them or something. I can't remember. I don't play enough Fiendsmith to know what went wrong here, but he had to make Chimera, unfortunately. And like, he's got heaps of cool engines in here. I don't really know what happened, right? I don't know, but definitely not what was ideal. And sadly, I had the Veiler for the probably most important thing that was going to happen, which was sequence. I'm going to fire off my Shining Sark. That's going to make him bring back the Requiem. And Requiem is going to, of course, go to Lacrima, sending the trap. The trap being... oh no, sending Engraver. Sorry, he already has the trap in there. So just sending another copy of Engraver. Or the only copy of Engraver. No, yep, new copy of Engraver. I'm going to go into Dark Magician here. He's going to use the trap to send me to the grave. Trap sending the Desiree. We're going to go prep. Go ahead and grab ourselves Illusion of Chaos. Go ahead and grab ourselves Magician Souls. Magician Souls probably going to summon out that Dark Magician that we just put in the grave. There he is. Ba-bam. We're going to go into Dark Magician Destruction, add Gaze of Timaeus. We're going to go into the battle phase. We're going to slap the Requiem. Sorry, the, what's this one called? Sequence, sorry. And then we're going to set the Gaze and pass turn. And we've got Super Poly set as well. So quite a cool board, but you'll notice Dragoon needs a discard, so does Super Poly. Kind of didn't think about that ahead of time. And I did discard. You might have seen me earlier use Shining Sark, discarding Future Silence. That was a big no-no.
Bingown23
Thanks for the sub.
Subscribed to the channel.
Thanks for the sub, Bingo. So yeah, I would have an extra card in my hand here if I didn't misplay and try to Shining Sark, get rid of the Link 1 Fiendsmith. That was dumb, very silly. Anyway, we do Gaze into Timaeus because making Dragoon is silly because we don't have a discard. So I just went into the big boy Timaeus. Oh, that's right. I was like, what? How does this game end? Time limit. Okay, that's my bad. I didn't make the time limit long enough. After that, we made it a bit longer. My next game against Gohan, we are going to be going second. We've only got Ash here, but I'm pretty sure I know what I like to Ash against Fiendsmith, and it's normally just the Link 1. So I'm going to wait for him to use all his cash stuff to go into that and Ash the Link 1. And unfortunately, he's like in this hand, like that's just game. So not much of a showcase there, just more unfortunate games. But then let's get into my games versus St. Marcus. These were fun. He was playing Reginus? I don't know how to say it. I don't know if it was mixed with Dark Magician or was pure. I don't think I saw a Dark Magician card, but that's fine. We're going to send Drill Beam for Diabell, Deceptions. He's going to hit us with a Mulch Army. We're going to hit him with Ash. No draws for you. This is the game where we get hand trapped a bunch of times. We go here to get Gaze, get hand trapped. That's fine. We'll keep playing. Go get the Azamena spell. Use the Azamena. We're going to summon I don't know what this is called, to be honest. Sylvia. Sylvia the negate. Get the Sylvia, load, get the barrel, barrel summon, get the roar because we already have the drill beam. That's right, we already had it. We're going to reset the drill beam. Then we're going to go prep Magician Souls. Magician Souls is going to go... Oh, sorry, Illusion of Chaos. I'm a step ahead. Illusion of Chaos will get Magician Souls. Magician Souls will summon, sending DM the vanilla. Now we can banish Wanted, draw one. Oh, I drew another Wanted. Good, I'll send Roar and the Wanted for a draw two. Drawing in a Droll Future Silence. Insane. We're going to make spheres, we're going to pass. The opponent's going to go for Druid Worm. We're going to go, that's fine. And summon off the second DM off Lordly Load before we pass. St. Marcus wasn't sure if we were playing 1 DM or 2, so this obviously proved to him we had a second one off the Lordly Load. We're going to hit him with the Droll, and that's going to be game, unfortunately. So we'll go, he couldn't play around all those negates plus the Droll. We go into game 2, where I'm going to get completely demolished. Only opening a Magnum Up Bestial here, and me discovering Magnum Up Bestial doesn't do a lot against Regenis. So yeah, this deck is really cool. Another deck I definitely want to try and mix with Dark Magician because they're level 7s, they're 2500, there's a spellcaster that negates, like, it's pretty much everything I liked. We are going to fire off Deception, he doesn't negate it. We're just trying to fish for negates here. Prep, no negate. Illusion of Chaos, no negate. We're going to send Rod, there's a negate. Cool, we're going to try to keep playing now. Load, go get Barrel, Barrel normal summon. Sadly, we're going to be met with an Imperm here. And that kind of turns off all our stuff. We didn't have a lot else going on, especially with the Bestial here on the Dark Magician. That's kind of huge. Another Bestial, kind of rough. Summon Dark Magician off load. That means we can't do anything with it though. And we're not even going to be able to make spheres. And he's going to flip Barrel face down. We're going to put Deception back, but it doesn't really matter. So sadly from here, we're going to get absolutely slapped around. So that is just cringe. But, you know, that's how it is sometimes. We didn't open enough interaction or enough engines to push through, unfortunately, this game. Look at this big board of Reginis monsters. He's going to summon the big boss, and we are dead. So yeah, this deck and engine is really cool. Definitely something I'll be looking into. Let's jump into our second or final game. Oh no, sorry, we already looked at this one. This is the final game. I am going first, of course. I'm going to be using Illusion of Chaos here as my one and only. So I had the cross out, and he did hit me with a Mulchummy, but there's nothing I could do about it. I'm not playing the Mulchummies, so didn't have a cross out target for it. We're just going to go DM Village, and in response, he's going to Lancia. So we can't go into the big fusion, which is something I'm just going to pause there. We need to banish to go into this guy. So him hitting me with the Lancia, I was like, oh, that's insane. Unfortunately for him, we opened the gaze, which is another reason I think you should play this at 3. People are going to stop your ways to gaze. A lot of people playing 1 or 2 gaze because they're like, oh, just search it. Yes, people are going to stop your way there when they figure out how good it is. So just have it. Just play 3 so you have it. It's the Alistair Invo thing, right? You always got to have it. So here we are making Dragoon with Village, and he is just not going to be able to play. We've got plays out the wazoo. We've still got a pop because we may used it with the vanilla. We've just got so many things to do here. Rod can get Soul Servant. We can now discard said Soul Servant, summon Girl. Like it's just game from there. So really happy with how the testing went today. But yeah, it was insane. Oh, that's why Francis had the Lancia for us in game 3. But I had Gaze in hand once again. Damn right. So yes, Lancia can also hurt us. That's something to consider for the future. But yeah, anyway, this is the build. And man, I'm really happy. Obviously, some tweaking will still happen. I'll probably tweak the hand trap lineup moving forward just as the meta changes as well. I'll probably shift some of the numbers, like the Shining Sark numbers can probably be cut back a little bit to make room for potentially more going second hand traps. That's just a thing of like deck building, right? Things will get optimized. This is like the first build I've made that feels good. And when in testing, we were in the Discord, we had like 5 people in there. People were liking it. We were having a good time. It was great. Now I'm seeing a lot of comments about the amulet. A lot of comments about there's no artwork for it, but the amulet. Guys, this card is not good. This card is not good. We are playing it in the pure build. In the pure build, yeah, we're giving this card a shot. But, yeah, just Called By and Crossout, right? Just better cards. Better cards. But we will get into that in that profile when I've tested the pure list. But we need to talk about this for a second, so give me a second. Okay. So. Okay. This is more so just for me. So anyone who's stuck around this long in the video, shout outs to you guys. This is just to address comments I make in videos. One thing that I'm proud of on this channel is the authenticity of what I say and the timing that I say it in. When I say something about a card, it is my true and honest thoughts at the time. That can change in future. People can change. Opinions can change. Minds can change. At the current moment, the 60 card build, this feels like the best way to play Dark Magician. Am I happy about it? No. But this is it. And I will always show you and tell you the most effective, meta-relevant way to play the deck. And right now, it's engine slop. Some of us don't like hearing that. And I am one of those people too. And a lot of people, I think, got confused because the start of this channel was a lot of me saying, hey, play the good cards in Dark Magician. Play Red Eyes Fusion, for example. It's one of my biggest things, right? Hey, I told everyone, play Red Eyes Fusion. And for a long time, I did believe that was the best way to play the deck. But opinions can change. So, one thing that this video really wanted to tackle was just, I needed to vent. I needed to vent frustrations because I'm a human being and I'm not perfect. I do feel things like anger. I do feel things like jealousy. And when you see other anime decks getting that, it can be really hard to understand why Konami won't give you good things. And I think all the things I raised in this video, they might be nitpicky, but they are constructive criticisms of the Dark Magician support and their flaws. And it's okay if you disagree or agree with what I'm saying. But the people in the comments that I'm going to be calling out are In Your Cheeks 7353, pretty funny name, Big Pimping 7, and that's it. The Austin account, this is just a Joby Jacobs second account, guys. So whenever you see Austin Stylus commenting, it's just a Joby Jacobs account. The account was made like 2 months ago. Like, it's Joby Jacobs' new account. Because he's just come out of prison. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway. So, the first comment is just, bro has a PhD in complaining. And I understand this comment. It is a 47 minute video of me complaining about the new support. I know how ungrateful that can come across. Because it's like, you're given a meal and you're like, everything about it sucks. But we are living in a competitive format where, like, duels are over in a turn. You can't really afford to get bad support, because that means, like, we're not getting support for another couple of years, right? I've been playing this deck since I was, like, in high school. Like, I would say primary school, but there wasn't really a Dark Magician-like deck back then, but I definitely played Dark Magician in my deck. But I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I was a little kid, and I pushed for Dark Magician to be competitive since I was in high school. Probably towards the end of high school. Less casual in high school. When I started studying at TAFE University, I was going to tournaments nearly every week. My friend Lewis would drive us to Nowra and other places. We'd go to tournaments, right? And every week I would play Dark Magician and try to win. Every week. I'm talking like before Circle came out. I'm talking before, or I guess it was when Circle would have come out. I can't remember. But basically, I've been playing it since forever. I thought finally the new support would let us play Magician's Rod at 3, right? Magician's Rod being a 3 of just like, isn't a thing. It's just bad. I really did think one day I'd be able to play pure Dark Magician and win. I remember going to locals and mixing in every single archetype you could think of. I played Zodiac Dark Magician. That's how cope I was about trying to win with Dark Magician. I mixed it with literally anything I could. I played True Draco Dark Magician. Dragonic Diagram popping Mahard is freaking awesome, okay? But the rest of the deck had pretty much no synergy. But that doesn't matter. The point is, I have tried nearly every single way of playing Dark Magician. And I've tried it for years and years and years. I'm allowed to get frustrated when the new cards suck. I'm allowed to voice my opinions on that on my own channel. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. But human beings, we're not just like one side of a coin. We have multiple faces. You are not supposed to be happy all the time. What does In Your Cheeks want me to do? Do you want me to say, hey guys, the new Dark Magician support cards are the best things ever. Look, everything about them is positive. They have no negatives. That is just going to be toxic positivity. I don't want to be another channel that just says everything's good, because it's not. I don't want to be a channel that says everything's okay when it's not okay. Because a lot of the things in Dark Magician are not okay. And yeah, I'm going to let things out. And I waited. People were asking me for content. People have been waiting for me to make content. If we look back at the videos, 2 weeks I put the amulet effect out. That video made me so sad that it took me about 2 weeks or a week before I made a new video. Why do you think that was? Why do you think that was? I was relying on amulet to solve a lot of the deck's problems, and it just doesn't. It's just not that. It's just not that. And I feel like by being honest with my audience and venting my frustrations and telling them when I think a card is dog water, I think my audience can feel the sense of authenticity. I think they can connect with me. We can connect over our frustrations. You know what they say, a shared joy? Oh, sorry, sharing a joy is a shared joy. That is not the expression. But like shared trauma is like half a trauma. In this case, the trauma is just the support being bad. Exactly, TPE has said it. It's poison to keep inside you. I festered and I thought about it. I couldn't think of content to make. I had to make this video to get it out. I had to do it. I had to say all the things that I said. Because, guys, the cards had so many flaws that still baffle me. Why does this card banish our resource when we don't have a way to interact with banish? Why does this card banish our resource? Dark Magician cards always have these negative effects. I have played the deck since the dawn of time, and I was just hoping for new support that didn't do that. And I don't think it's a criminal charge to make a video venting about all the inconsistencies with the support. But anyway, let's move to the next comment from Big Pimping. LeMayo this, he's literally complaining the opposite thing from when I found his content. I don't know if Big Pimping's ever commented on my stuff. Oh, he does make Dark Magician stuff. There's a way to see how many times he's commented on the channel and stuff. But anyway, it clearly doesn't want me to do that right now.
Creative.
Oh no. Oh no. I just lost. No, I'm sorry. I just lost exactly where we were talking about. We're gonna have to find it again. My apologies. I am one with the gaze of Timaeus goaded. Most people understand this though. Most people are like, I understand you're complaining, I agree. And it's like, great. Anyway, let's keep reading. He's literally complaining about the opposite thing when I first saw his content. Which is interesting because I've never heard of this guy. Maybe he has commented, but I know a lot of the people who comment on my videos, right? I reply to like every comment. Maybe I forgot this person, but anyway. He hates the archetype but needs the income. This comment is wild. He hates the archetype but needs the income. What? Like, I will be very transparent with you all right now. YouTube does not pay you a lot of money. Let's look at the money I've made from that video, that ranting video. Because apparently I'm doing that rant for money. I feel like if I genuinely wanted money, Big Pimping, if I genuinely wanted money, why would I complain? Wouldn't I do the opposite? Wouldn't I just hype up every card and be really overly positive, like toxic positivity, to make everyone like me and think I'm like likable? You know, like Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack? Wouldn't I do that? Alright. Here's how much money I made from it. I'm trying not to reveal like all the statistics. But like, I made $38, close to 40 Australian dollars from that complaining video. That's like one meal. like what? What do you mean I made that video for income? Like, that's... How do 4 people agree with this? 4 people think I made that video for income? That's crazy. If $40 is income to y'all, that's funny. Yeah, I could buy like a dinner, a nice-ish dinner. Maybe a nice-ish dinner? Maybe like 2 rounds of KFC with that money. But anyway, he looks for videos to explain how to play it instead of experimenting. Huh? Has this guy watched my content from the beginning? Literally all of my videos, if I do watch someone else and learn something, I normally say. I'm normally like, hey, Matchy gave me this. What did I do at the start of this video? I named all the people I've been testing with, and I named the people I took inspiration from. I feel like I'm very black and white when it comes to, hey, I got this idea from here. Or, hey, this is... Like, I'm pretty sure we could go to my channel right now, and I would have lists referencing other players. Oh, look, I'm streaming. I don't know. Let's just go to my videos and see if I have anything referencing other players. I definitely do, but it's more about, like, can we find it? There's stuff I say in the videos, too, so it's a bit hard. But I'm pretty sure if I look up Matchy, like, let's just look up Matchy in my videos. If I look up Match... Oh, here's a video with Andrew Godsmith of Chaos. Here's a video with Matt. Who remembers them? My goodness. That's some old DM content creators. They need to come back. Maybe I don't have one with Matchy. But I'm pretty sure I have one with King Marty. Pardon me. I don't? Oh well. I definitely reference King Matty. Sorry. I should be saying that right. I don't know. I feel like that comment was wild. I talk about Jesse Cotton's list. I talked about this... I forget this guy's name, but I talked about this guy's list. Like... I don't know, man. It's not like... Oh yeah, I talked about Is it Galzo's list? Yeah. Like, I don't take people's stuff and claim it as my own. I don't get other people to do testing on how to play it and then I copy it. Or if I do, I source it. I reference it. I say, hey... This idea comes from XYZ. So this, I don't know, everything about this comment is like... Is this like a Joby cult, as someone said in the comments? This has got to be like the Joby cult beginning. Because it's like... None of this adds up. The first comment I understand. Bro has a PhD in complaining. I understand how people perceive complaining as negative. But it's constructive criticism is always going to exist. And you need to get over that. Like, sorry. That is a thing. Being honest and giving constructive criticism is a thing. I know Konami's not going to listen. I'm still going to give it. I don't know. Do these guys just want me to glaze every Dark Magician card? Like, I don't know. What's the alternative to not complaining when something's bad? Like, a revolution won't happen if you just accept living conditions are bad. Like, I really don't get that. But anyway, In Your Cheeks then fires back with a big comment. Bro's obsessed with playing Pure. The heck does Pure do? My guy. We've established that I've played nearly every engine of Dark Magician. I've played nearly everything. Nearly everything. I've tried so many builds of Dark Magician. Yes, at the end of the day, I think we would all like to play Pure. That's kind of what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about. You're like, I would like to play Celtic Guardian. Ideally, you'd play a Celtic Guardian archetype. But that one doesn't exist. But you know what I'm saying. If you want to play Blue Eyes, I'm sure Blue Eyes players would love to play Pure, but Primite's just so good that you have to play it. It's kind of the same thing here. It either ends on a board wipe with Dark Burning or Dragoon. Well, yeah, that part's true. He's nailed it. That is what DM does. The deck already has plenty of search power and boss monsters and now negates. Yep. I don't know what this comment's trying to do. The only thing I'd say it is needing is a spell card that can turbo Dark Magician in the field and retrains of Thousand Knives and Dark Magic attack to make... Wait, this guy's like, the deck's already fine. Anyway, I think it should have 5 more cards.
FW Crash Super Chat $5.69.
Thank you.
Hey, been trying to look, test and edit your deck list. How would you summon reliably here? Also, why not use Salvation anymore? Peace, thumbs up emoji.
Shoutouts to FW Crash for the donation. And to answer your comment, let's get straight into it. We're just going to finish off here, and then we'll get straight into it. But we'll talk about how you summon Heavenly Seals with the Primite package, because it's very, very good. Okay. The only point I agree with him on is that Dmod should be able to search Chaos cards as well, otherwise I've been cooking with the support. We've all been cooking with the support, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't be better. Like, there is actively no reason that this card should banish the source used to summon it. Sorry, Thunder Dragon Colossus in a deck that doesn't banish. Oh, sorry, does interact with its banished. Doesn't banish its one. It tributes. Why doesn't this tribute? It would have solved a lot of issues if it just tributed. I'm just saying. That's just a fact, though. I don't know why these guys are arguing that. Like the only thing I'll say I agree is that it should search Chaos cards. It should. It should search Chaos cards. And it should also be easier, you know, on our resources. We shouldn't banish the vanilla DM to summon it. But anyway. Yeah, has this guy played against meta deck? No. Anyway, then it's just Joby saying he's always complaining other DM players saying he's annoying as hell. Other players being Joby. It's so funny because another comment from this Austin account where I'm like, hey, I know this is Joby. He's like, I'm not Joby, but if I was, he's really handsome and good at the game and has better combos than you and better content on his DeviantArt. It's like, it wasn't exactly that, but you get what I mean. Oh, Oblivion, good game. It wasn't exactly that, but it was pretty much like, hey, I'm not Joby, but anyway, Joby's awesome. But it's like, okay, buddy. Alrighty then. So yeah, if you guys see that Austin guy commenting on your stuff or any other DM content creator stuff, please just downvote it and ignore him. He's a degenerate. Anyway, oh, I'm in the DM Discord. What was I meant to do? Spheres. FW Crash is asking about spheres, so we'll show that off quickly. Pretty much just the Primite cards will get you there, but you want to have another Primite card somewhere. So let's just shuffle. I don't need to shuffle. Let's just you know, enable deck shuffling here. We'll reset till we get a hand with what I'm talking about. Okay, no, well, we need to open Primite. Well, reset till we open Primite. You know what? I should just show you. I should just reset it. Set it myself. Barrel and any Primite card or the vanilla. So you do need to open 2 Primite cards and or the vanilla. Let's just do the vanilla. That's probably going to make the most sense. Starting hand size, just 2. Alright, let's go. What's the new DM post on the DM Discord under replays? Under replays. Yu-Gi-Oh memes. I don't know. What is under replays? Oh, you mean down here, the DM history? It's pretty interesting. Is that what you mean, Francis? Anyway. Oh, we forgot to say don't shuffle. No shuffle. Okay, so normal summon Barrel. Barrel goes and gets Lordly Load. This card is insane. We will get Drill Beam. If you have a way to Magician Souls, feel free to send this for draws with Magician Souls, and then reset it with Barrel. Insane. In this case, we will just set it. Lordly Load. Summon the Dark Magician, not from the hand, but from the deck. So you do need, in this hand, you need to have another Primite card or Dark Magician. So if you open multiple Barrel, it's fine. You just do this. Turn Dark Magician into I'm Dark. Turn Barrel and I'm Dark into Spheres. So that's been 1, 2, 3, 4 summons. Your 5th summon would be Lordly Load summoning Dark Magician, but you don't have to if you already have the vanilla in hand. So that's probably the best. This is how you do it. And that's it. So on the opponent's turn, you just have a bunch of interruptions. You have the pop, or the bounce, sorry, and you have the negate, and you have a bestial that you summon. It's just 2 interruptions, but you get Barrel back next turn as well, and you reset Drill Beam again next turn. So it's a lot. It actually is a lot when you think about it. So pretty much you're just going to tribute this, bounce anything your opponent does. If your opponent does nothing to bounce, you just bounce your Lordly Load and search again on your turn. We're now going to summon this. And this will activate the search in the end phase. So you can search another Barrel, or you can search another Bestial. You could search Timaeus if you've played Timaeus as well. So there's a couple of options there. Okay, we didn't even have to use Drill Beam here. But yeah, typically you'll just add back Drill Swarm. That's typically what you're going to do. Add Drill Swarm. And then from there, yeah, play again. The Primite engine just adds Barrel back. I forgot to add Barrel back. But yeah, Primite adds Barrel back. Alternatively, can do Magician Souls. And draw cards. And then you turn Magician Souls into the Spirit. And then you link Beryl and the Spirit into spheres as well. And it just means you're passing on a bounce that gets you follow-up. And it's silly. Like, this card probably shouldn't exist. This card's kind of insane. But yeah. That's basically it. FW Crash. I hope that made sense. Thank you for the donation. If you need any more clarity on that, just let me know. And I'll go over it again. Happy to. Outside of that, you can just make spheres in this list if you just have like a random Bestial and your normal Beryl and you get hand trapped, right? There are games where you get hand trapped on Beryl. You go Magician Souls, summon DM. You got the Souls engraved, you can just get rid of the Souls and you can make put a Bestial out and go into spheres. It's not the best, but you can. Doesn't happen as often though. Aspiring Girl asking the real questions. We're ref at 4. It's true. Now that's an OG LOZA fan. That's someone who's been watching from the start and paying attention. These guys, I'm pretty sure are just Joby people, like Joby alt accounts probably. I don't know. But yeah, this is not someone who's been watching me from the start, or they would know more than this. Like I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I think any other Dark Magician player understands that this video was about the frustrations we feel as Dark Magician players. Why does our support always have a catch? Why is there always a downside to our cards? Why does Blue Eyes get all the fancy new stuff and become a meta deck, and we are left at table 500 again? There's something to be said about getting oodles of support, but none of it's good. It's always quality over quantity in Yu-Gi-Oh! And life most of the time too. So don't forget about that. When you open a box of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, you are chasing one card. The rest of it is trash. You normally refer to it as bulk. Dark Magician cards are that bulk. I don't think it's a difficult concept to understand, but it seems some people just don't like ranting negativity, and fair enough, but there's nothing positive to say about a company that keeps destroying Dark Magician cards before they can even come to life. Oh, you're wondering why Salvation isn't in the list, given you can and should tone down the SAR consistency it's had. Well, that is a good point. We could put Salvation in the list. I would say the main reason I left it out is because it is really just another copy of Eternal Soul. But you could argue FW Crash. Salvation is good because it serves as a second copy, but this copy is a spell. A spell, that means you can potentially go into Dark Magician of Destruction. It also means you have double the chance to open up a way to Eternal Soul, which means you have more recursion. But you'll see the deck had a lot of recursion even without Eternal Soul. I was adding a lot of cards back to my hand on previous turns, right? I would negate a lot of my opponent's stuff, it would come back to me, my hand would just increase. I draw for turn and it's like Beryl add back. The Azamena card adds back. Shining Sock searches again. And it's like, holy moly, I can't hold all these cards, all these engines. Yo, big thank in the cloud. You're a legend. It can be used as FW Crash said. You could use Salvation as cost for Timaeus, which is another card you could play. Long story short, FW Crash, I tried to play as many one-card ways or two-card ways to Dragoon. Or to, you know, a Dark Magician play. And typically, the Circle Eternal Soul stuff, you kind of steer away from it, and you kind of go for it if it's there. So what I mean by that is, if I have no Circle or Eternal Soul or Soul Servant in my hand, I'm grabbing Gaze 99% of the time, right? But let's say I open Circle, well then, maybe on my first search, I don't want to add Gaze. Maybe I want to confirm Soul Servant so I can grab Eternal Soul with Circle. Obviously, I'd want to have Gaze as well, though, so ideally you live in a world where you get Circle, Eternal Soul, and Gaze. But another reason is, oh, you're using OCG ban list? That does change things as well. That changes things as well because you only have the one Dragoon as well. But I would still say a lot of this stuff is still good in OCG. What's funny is the new support, FW Crash. Let me show you this test hand with Rod Souls, because I think this puts things in perspective. This is probably the silliest thing that the new support does, right? And that's why I have that 47-minute video complaining about the new support. Because in what world is this okay? Are you guys ready? You guys ready for this? You ready? This is just so funny. Rotten Souls has always been like a stable way to start Dark Magician combos. Sadly, with Timaeus, you could make Dragoon pass, you could make Dragonite pass, but you wouldn't have Circle Eternal Soul. So anyway, with the new support, in theory, you can get Circle and Eternal Soul? Oh, I can't remember. But, I mean, in theory, there's... Yeah, you can get both, right? Am I right? I'm right. I'm right. So, we are going to send this card to the grave and summon Dark Magician. We want to set up the Dark Magician triangle, right? Alright, we got Rod, we got Dark Magician, we got Soul Servant. Let's go Soul Servant. Go and get ourselves one of the pieces. Let's get Circle. Okay. Let's banish. Get Circle. Great. Let's turn Dark Magician into Dark Magician Destruction because I've used a spell now. Let's go get the Eternal Soul or the Salvation. You can pick. Probably, actually, Soul Servant's probably better because you chain it again. But anyway, cool. I got my Circle. It whiffed, but that's okay because I got my Triangle. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, baby. Alright, link these two away. No one won't banish. End phase on the opponent's turn. Alright. Tell me if you see the problem. FW Crash or anyone. Tell me what's the problem here. Who can tell me? My opponent summons Kazaki. That's annoying. Alright, my opponent's either going to threaten something. And I'm like, okay. They're either passing turn or, you know, I want to get my Circle banish. Oh shit, I was meant to activate it. No cards in hand. No cards in hand is fine. Eternal Soul. Go to summon Dark Magician. What? Why does Eternal Soul have no effect? What? Who knows? Why is Eternal Soul not working? We finally have the Dark Magician triangle. Why isn't it working? Why? Why would the new support banish Dark Magician? Why would the new support banish the Dark Magician? Why would the new Dark Magician of Destruction not be able to be summoned from the graveyard if it was going to banish the Dark Magician used for its summon? What? It's like Konami wanted to support the Circle Eternal Soul triangle, if you want to call it that. It's like they knew and they didn't make it work on purpose. I don't know. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Rotten Souls can now get you all the pieces of the triangle, but you banish the Dark Magician in the process. Cinema. Absolute cinema. Oh boy. I'll be clipping this into an entire video, by the way. Thank you everybody for being here. All 94 of y'all watching the stream. You're the goats. Make sure you drop in the comments that you want to see this. You want to see this. This Pure Dark Magician Pro. I'm just going to click on something else. But, there's my Pure Dark Magician profile. You can see it. It's cool, man. I don't know. I haven't tested it yet, so I don't actually know. But you've seen, everyone who's watched this video, there's replays, there's test hands. This deck is kind of cool, man. This is the best I could do, guys. A lot of people have been asking for a deck profile with the new stuff. And it's hard because you don't know what the new format's going to be. But I think this is on the money. The side deck doesn't matter. The side deck's like meta relevant. The extra and the main, I think we're kind of cooking. Erickson made a very good point. This is something you can also do. You can play Branded Regained, and because we're already playing Bestials, right? You can play Bestial Lubellion to search the Bestials, and then obviously you can get your Regained when you summon this and put it in the pardon me, in the spell trap zone, so you can recycle your banished Dark Magicians. 100%, that is a direction we could go with the deck. 100%. I support it. In this deck specifically, I didn't have enough room for all of it, and I figured Diabell and the Shining Sock Engine's better because it gets us to Dragoon, so I wanted to focus on that, but you could definitely make an argument for the Bestial stuff. I definitely think that is a thing. You're from KSA, and you agree with me. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I just think that is the way, right? That is the way forward. But yeah, Anyway, to summarize all of this video, I really love this deck. Please give it a try. I know it's not exactly what a lot of people want to see, and that's why I've also made that pure list that we will be getting into a bit later. Oh, I just closed my tab that was hosting the stream, so I hope the stream is still going. I think it's still going. Is it still going, everybody? Yes, I think so. Okay, good. Thank you for everyone for watching and liking and all that fun stuff. You guys are awesome. Thank you to the people who were testing the list with me today. We're going to keep it going. Yeah, we are doing this nightly. That's right, friends. This is where we're getting on it. We're getting on the grind. I don't know when we're seeing these cards in the TCG, guys. I hope we will find out soon. And I will, of course, let you know straight away, okay? Soon as we find out, you know this channel is going to be talking about it. So make sure you are subbed. Make sure you've hit the bell. Make sure you've done all that. And yes, there will be moments where I'm not positive about the deck. There will be moments where I will relapse into a video like this, where I need to vent and I need to get it out, okay? I'm sorry. If complaining about something is seen as super negative, then I don't know how you're going to have a significant other, to be honest. Not that I'm your significant other, but, you know, we have a special relationship. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to put content out. You got to be around to see it. So do that. You guys are awesome. But yeah, I will always speak the truth of this deck. Whether I think stuff's good, whether I think stuff's trash, I will just speak with my complete honesty, okay? You can guarantee that on this channel. Alright? There's not much else to say other than I'm going to call it how it is. Because in card games, that's important. To me, at least. The Konami list sucks. So I said it sucked. And I've made a better one, I think. And that's kind of what the pure list will be. But, yeah. I don't know. That's about it. I hope you guys enjoy the content. And, yeah. Just stick around. Because I will have the best Dark Magician stuff on YouTube. And that is a promise. And there is 1,000 other good Dark Magician content creators. Well, there's probably not 1,000 other good ones, but there's a great bunch. There is a great bunch of good ones. You got Matchy. You got King Matty. You got Matt whenever he decides to turn back. Dark Magician Tactics is up on the rise. Godsmith of Chaos. I'm hoping he makes a return soon. There's a bunch I hope make a return soon. But, yes. There is a lot of awesome Dark Magician content creators. If Ritual DM gets slightly viable, you know Dodo's going to be absolutely slaying. Dodo's probably still cooking up with the new support, some Ritual stuff that's going to slay. Make sure you keep checking these guys out, right? I shouldn't be your sole source of Dark Magician information, but I would love to be part of your Dark Magician content intake. So yeah, please hang around. Please like, comment, and all that fun stuff, because it does help support me. But yes, the $40 I made from the complaining video is probably just going to pay for one dinner in my week. It's probably not going to be my entire finances. But anyway, with all that out of the way, I can feel like I can click off this stream and video and feel really good about where I'm at with Dark Magician. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to you for watching. Thank you to you guys for being in the stream. And thank you to everyone for testing and putting up with my rants. I appreciate you guys.